Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to unpack a massive, massive problem in the tech world right now. Have you ever wondered why your incredibly expensive AI setup might be acting less like a cutting edge tool and, well, a whole lot more like a drunk intern? Listen, if you've been banging your head against the wall trying to get consistent value out of artificial intelligence, you are absolutely in the right place today. We're going to walk through a highly structured 7-step blueprint that can actually fix this, drawn straight from our source material on building scalable AI. Look, right now, almost everyone thinks the big secret to AI is just buying the hugest model available and pressing go. But honestly, raw horsepower without any guardrails, it just creates absolute chaos. It's a complete misunderstanding of how the technology works. Because without structure, your AI literally transforms from a genius assistant into a drunk intern in about 3 seconds flat. If you want something that actually gets work done, instead of just sitting there acting as a very expensive paperweight, you absolutely have to have a systematic approach. So let's dive into this structured blueprint and transform that unpredictable liability into a scalable powerhouse. We'll be moving quickly through 5 phases: the AI illusion, foundation, structure, action, and finally scale. All right, phase 1, the AI illusion, or as it's perfectly put, stopping the Ferrari fallacy. The root of the problem here is that organizations keep buying these massive, overpowered AI models for the most basic, routine tasks. Our sources emphasize that using maximum raw power for simple jobs is essentially like buying a Ferrari just to deliver milk. I mean, it completely wastes resources, right? It's pointless. Instead of raw power, what you really need is structure. A systematic blueprint is the only way to actually harness that potential without causing total operational chaos. Moving right along to phase 2, foundation, which covers the first 2 steps of our blueprint. This foundation is all about picking the right materials to build with. Step 1 dictates a super simple rule: bigger isn't always better. Selecting a model has to be about finding that sweet spot, the optimal balance between capability and efficiency for your specific use case. The absolute largest models out there consume crazy amounts of resources, and they usually just introduce unnecessary complexity. You want to focus on specialization and cost effectiveness. Don't let marketing hype or, AI FOMO drive your process. Let your actual practical requirements guide you. Now for step 2, you've got to give your AI a brain. Because a model without thought patterns is basically just a fancy autocomplete. You have to implement a cognitive architecture so it can actually pause and reason. This means setting up frameworks so the AI can do 4 critical things. First, break complex problems into manageable steps. Second, evaluate multiple approaches before just spitting out an answer. Third, recognize when its confidence is low and it actually needs to ask for more information. And fourth, distinguish between tasks that require careful deliberation and ones that just need quick action. Setting this up prevents your AI from confidently delivering complete nonsense or overthinking a super simple request. Next up is phase 3, structure, where we'll look at steps 3 and 4. Okay, building on that reasoning mind, we need strict guardrails. Step 3 warns us that vague instructions will always yield vague results. If you let an AI improvise, it's going to fill the gaps with its own assumptions, which is exactly how you end up with an AI enthusiastically writing a poem about your quarterly spreadsheets. To avoid those costly misalignments, you must enforce clear guardrails. You have to explicitly define the exact output format, the specific tone, the hard constraints, and the objective success criteria that can actually be evaluated. Precision here is totally non-negotiable. For step 4, the explainer highlights something absolutely crucial: proper memory systems. Without this, your users face the digital equivalent of Groundhog Day, having to eternally reintroduce themselves to an AI that basically has goldfish-level recall. You need a solid balance of 2 distinct systems here. Short-term memory ensures the AI maintains context during an active conversation. Long-term memory lets it recall user preferences, past interactions, and established patterns. This completely eliminates the frustration of users repeating themselves, and it builds genuine trust in your system. All right, phase 4, action. Let's dig into steps 5 and 6. So far, we've built a smart AI with a great memory. Awesome. But it still can't actually do much without the right equipment. Step 5 compares an AI without tools to a mechanic without spanners. They might know everything, but they're practically useless in the shop. Tool integration is what turns theoretical capabilities into practical, real-world action. Our source identifies 4 essential tools you've got to integrate: data retrieval systems so it can grab up-to-date info, calculation engines for solid numerical accuracy, API connections to hook into your enterprise systems, and function calling capabilities to actually trigger those actions. Just remember to balance it. Too much power creates security risks, but too little creates operational bottlenecks. Moving into step 6, we learn that vague missions create vague, unmeasurable results. Seriously, telling an AI to be helpful is about as clear as telling a teenager to tidy up. It's just not going to work out the way you want. Successful AI implementation requires crystal clear role definition, which brings us to defining a highly specific job for your system. To do this the right way, your AI's job description has to explicitly include 4 key elements. 1. A primary function with measurable success criteria. 2. The very specific user problems it's meant to solve. 3. Clear boundaries of its responsibility. And 4. Defined handoff points to humans or other systems. Think about it. You simply cannot improve what you cannot measure, and you can't measure what you haven't defined. Nailing down the job makes its performance measurable and its output reliable. Finally, phase 5, scale, and our 7th and final step, building the AI team. Here is the secret to scale. Don't rely on one single agent or model to do everything. Just like a highly drilled pit crew, a specialized matrix of agents scales remarkably better. Instead of hoping for a solo superhero, you transition to managing a team. You might have a customer service agent for empathy on those initial inquiries, a technical specialist for complex domain issues, a data analyst to crunch the info and generate insights, and a coordination agent acting like a manager to handle workflow and escalations. Every agent has a clear role and interfaces perfectly with the others. This specialized team approach fails so much more gracefully and is practically unstoppable compared to that outdated one-model-does-it-all mindset. And this brilliantly illustrates our core takeaway from the explainer today. Successful AI at scale isn't about piling on more processing power or finding a bigger data set. The difference between AI that totally transforms your business and AI that just burns through your budget, it comes down entirely to structured implementation. Implementation is greater than raw capability every single time. So as you look at your own organization strategy today, I want you to ask yourself this critical question. Are you actually building a scalable system, or did you just buy a remarkably expensive paperweight? Following this 7-step blueprint is the only surefire way to generate consistent value instead of consistent headaches. Stop paying for the drunk intern and start building your ultimate AI pit crew. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go take a hard look at your workflows and figure out exactly what structure is missing.